This YouTube short took me 5 minutes to edit and made me over $4,500. And so did this one and this one. If your YouTube shorts aren't making any money, it's probably not your idea. And it's also not the algorithm. It's the way you're editing your shorts. This is where most people get stuck with their YouTube shorts. They post every day, test niches, chase trends from other channels, and still never get monetized or make any money. And it's all because your edits don't trigger retention. The video dies even before it has a chance to pay you, which means you can do everything else right and still never break out of 30,000 view jail and therefore never get monetized. And that's why editing matters so much. So in this video, I'm going to run you through the 3 most popular and profitable editing styles with YouTube shorts, starting off with streamer clipping. It is actually the niche that I do on this channel, and I'm going to show you guys how I edit streamer clipping videos. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go on YouTube, and the streamer I clip from is Dr. Donut. You're just going to want to look up Dr. Donut, and boom, you have his channel right here. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to the latest stream, and then you're going to want to find a moment to clip. What I usually do is clip like a bunch of moments so I have a lot of clips to choose from. And a lot of people ask, oh, how do I actually get these clips? It's actually very simple. All you're going to want to do is get an OBS. Obviously mine looks different, but you should just have one screen on the side like this. After you have it recording, you're just going to want to full screen it. Make sure you're at 1080p, and then you're going to want to record. And here's what I usually look for in clips. I usually just skip over to where he's reacting to content and stuff, and then I just clip it from those videos. And all my most recent clips that I've been posting is just him reacting to content, and I've been posting on this channel about 10 times a day. And yes, I know it's absurd to post that much, but when you're in streamer clipping, you actually have so much resources to pick from, so you're actually allowed to post this much. And this is very good because you can see a lot of these videos only end up getting like 10, 20, 30,000 views, but there are some outliers that actually get a lot. So look, this one has 58,000. This one has 118,000. This one has 200,000. This one also has 200,000. There's one with 400,000, one with 2.6 million. So you can see when you're posting high volume, like a lot of them, they won't blow up. That's why you got to post a lot so that some of them will actually blow up. And now I'm going to show you guys what to do after you screen record your clip. All right, guys. So after you import your clip from your clips that you screen recorded into CapCut, the first thing you're going to want to do is click vertical. You're going to click on this layout and do vertical, so then it'll be easier to edit because your clip is on the side here and you'll have more space on the timeline and everything else. Then next thing you're going to do is click on the ratio and do 9:16. Then go ahead and make this volume louder on your clip so that you can actually hear it. Do it until it's like spiking up to the red. So for me, that's about 6 dB. So I'm going to go to the audio and just make it around 6.5. There we go. That should be good. You want it to be a little bit spiking on the red, just like that. After you do that, you're going to want to duplicate your clip by doing copy and paste. You can just do CTRL-C, CTRL-V. That'll do a copy paste. Then you're going to want to mute the top clip, right? Then after that, go to the bottom clip and zoom in. You're going to want to zoom in around 250 and then drag it down. You can actually do a bit less. I'm going to do around 240. So then there'll be space on the top for the webcam. Around like this. You can actually make it even smaller. I'll do 220. I think that should be good. Once you have that done, click on the top one and you're going to want to add a mask around his face cam. So I just go like this. You can zoom in a little just so you can see what's going on. Just go like that and boom. Now you're around his face cam. Then you can just make it bigger. This is a low quality clip because I didn't record in high resolution. So make sure when you guys are recording your screen recording, it's actually a good resolution. I just did it fast for the example, but we're just going to make it a little bigger. And then that should be good. Something like this, okay? So once you have your face cam and you have the gameplay, next thing you're going to do is add a title on top of the clip. We're going to go ahead and make the title say something like Dr. Donut reacts to Dreams mace clutch or something like that. Just make it something that's very broad and mass appealing. Let's say not a lot of people know your streamer. Let's say you do a niche stream or something. So I'd say Dr. Donut is pretty niche. What you can do instead is say like Dream's craziest mace clutch. You can just do that so that you don't have to say Dr. Donut, because a lot of people don't know who Dr. Donut is. But since my audience is already pretty good and they already know who Dr. Donut is, I'll just leave it like that. Then I'm going to put the text up here, change the font to something good. I like TT4s, that one's pretty good. And then we're going to add some stroke. All right, so next thing we're going to do after we change the fonts to the bold, we're going to go down and make the stroke thicker for the whole text, just like that. Then I'm going to go ahead and highlight Dr. Donut, and then I'll make the color of that text blue, just because that's like his theme color. Then we're going to go to Dream, highlight Dream, and then make it like a lime green because that's his channel color. And then for mace clutch, we'll do like red for clutch just to make it pop out more. There we go. So now we have a cool text. And then next thing we're going to want to do is just split up the clip just to make sure it's actually good. But let's first watch it just to make sure the clip is good. Okay, so after that happens, there's like a lot of dead space. I'm going to cut this right here, and then I'll do it until Dr. Donut says something right here.
You guys know if he...
Yeah, I'll cut till where he actually starts talking. Around like that. Oops, let me fix that. There we go.
You guys know if he missed that, he would have just been dead?
And then you can just end the video right there. And that's pretty much it. I just make like 10 clips like this a day. We upload it to the channel, and then boom. Like, a lot of them don't go viral, but that's why in this niche you gotta have a lot of volume. It takes really fast to make these type of clips, especially once you get into the flow of it. So that's why streamer clipping is good. It looks really easy, and that's why most people mess it up. You want to first do a lot of them so you actually get good at doing the clips. The biggest mistake people make is clipping big streamers that don't really have anything unique going for them. Therefore, they get no views. And then they wonder why nothing happens with their videos. So if you're clipping the raw streamer or just the raw moments, you're basically just posting for free at that point. The algorithm doesn't really care how consistent you are at the end of the day. It really cares if people stay and watch your video. One bad clipping style can lock you into a low view jail for a very long time, meaning your channel will never get monetized and will never break that 30,000 view jail. So every clip you post without good structure isn't practice. It's you training the algorithm to ignore your channel. So this is how you make sure you do it the right way. You find a good and unique streamer, you start clipping, make sure you're doing high volume, and then you start earning. It's that simple. Alright guys, so the next editing style we're going to talk about is AI commentary. And it's honestly really simple. First thing you got to do is find your niche. You can either do general AI commentary, or you can sub niche down to a different niche like soccer or basketball or pranks or anything like that. Then after you find your clips, you're just going to want to edit them, make a script, add a voiceover, and that's literally it. One thing with AI commentary is that you need to be extremely good at script writing to make this work, because believe it or not, it's the script that actually keeps people engaged to watch the video. So they actually watch your entire YouTube short, and that's why you get paid from YouTube. By the way, if any Inner Circle members are watching this, hit me up and we will write our next AI commentary script together. And if you're thinking about joining the Inner Circle, this is something I will do with you if you want. I will help you write scripts, or sometimes for beginners, I write the scripts for them. But yeah, overall, just make sure you have a good script and your video will do very well. So let me show you guys how to make AI commentary videos. So step one is actually finding the clip. My go-to place is TikTok, alright? Once you're on TikTok, a lot of people, what they do is they scroll endlessly to find a video, but there's actually a lot easier way of doing this. Just go to the Explore tab and you'll have a bunch of videos to choose from. Alright guys, so after like literally 30 seconds of searching, I found this video of this kid blowing into these balloons, and he puts balls in them, and then it turns into like a slingshot. And I thought this video was pretty interesting and we can make a video about it. And plus it's a perfect link, it's around 20 seconds. So we're gonna do, we're gonna copy the link for it, then we're gonna go over to this TikTok downloader, you're gonna paste your link, and then you're gonna download. Make sure you save it in HD, and then your video will be done. It's right here, it's downloaded. Next thing what we're gonna do is actually make a script for it. So for the hook, this is the most important part. We're gonna do something that's absurd. So we can do, this is the most dangerous weapon. And then we can do like some kind of contradiction. So when you're contradicting, you're gonna do something like dangerous, but then we're gonna say, but it's really safe. So we can do, but it's made out of harmless balloons. There we go. And boom, that's the hook, right? So that's the one-liner that will get people to stay on the video. Next thing what we're gonna do is be like, this kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing. Okay? And we can say, he blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out, comma, breaking the balloon. And boom, we have our script. You can take a bit longer, but this is just an example. Usually you're going to want to make it a bit longer just by yapping. You can literally say like, this is the most dangerous weapon. It's made out of harmless balloons, right? And then you would say like, this kid took a stick with a balloon and started blowing into them. And then you can be like, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew all of them. Yeah, we can do that. And why he did this is very unexpected. He blew all of them and put metal balls into each one. Then he gave the stick to his friend and he was able to launch the balloons and make the balls fly out, breaking the balloon. Okay, there we go. We have our final script. Now what we're going to do is copy the entire script. Then we're going to go to 11 Labs, which is free as long as you make an account. You get like 10,000 free credits or something. Then you paste your link into there. I like using Max. You can literally use any voice you want as long as it sounds half decent and half human. We're going to put the speed up to 1.14. Sometimes people, like, they make the settings sound very robotic, so just play around with it until you find something that works for you. Sometimes I just slide it around until something works. Let's listen to this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons.
So you see there's a big pause there, so I'm going to remove that comment and try again.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them. And why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out, breaking the balloon.
And then we can even add something at the end, like a CTA. If you guys don't know what a CTA means, it's a call to action. That's what it stands for. Call to action could be asking people to comment or subscribe or like. Usually I ask for comments. So what you can do, instead of saying comment on the video, you can just say, would you try this? And then people in the comments would be like, yeah, I would try this. Or maybe someone put something in the comments about that. Then we're going to regenerate and then try to get a new one.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick. Would you try this?
And boom, we have our entire script. So we're going to download it. And now we have the voiceover downloaded. So now we have basically the hard part is over. And now all we have left to do is to edit the video. So let's open CapCut. And we're going to start working on this project. Just create a new project and then drag your 2 new videos into here and put them onto the timeline. Now, next thing you're going to want to do is split up your voiceover. So just select your voiceover, then you want to split it up and literally just overlap it over each other, just like that. You want to do this so that the voiceover actually flows well and there's not a lot of pauses. After you split it up, it's going to look something like this. Next thing you're going to do is deselect this button so that it actually, you can move this around without it having to snap back. Then you can just copy and paste the video just so you can have a few of them to work with. So what I'm going to do for the hook is actually show how he's shooting this. I'm going to show like this part. I'm going to put it in the beginning.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons.
And then right here, I want to make it so it doesn't show how it breaks. I'm going to go like that. I'm literally gonna end the video right there. We're gonna split it up, and then we're just gonna drag this part out, and now we can actually start from the beginning of the video. Then we can just mute this top line, and then it's gonna look something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out, breaking the balloon. Would you try that?
I kind of messed up the script. I said breaking the balloon. So what I'm going to do is go back to here, making the balls fly out at a very fast speed. Very high speed, causing the plate to break. Then we can just delete the rest of the script just to generate this part.
Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
There we go. So we have the second voiceover. It's basically done. We're just going to drag this new one. I think it's the smaller file. Yeah, it's this one right here. Then we're just going to delete this old part, put this new part in.
Balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
Wait, we gotta drag that out. So we're gonna go like that, and then make the CTA at the very end, something like this.
High speed, causing the plate to break.
And then what we can do, you can see this part is kind of long, so we can actually just kind of move these a bit more so they're more spread apart, and then it's going to be like this.
Dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
Okay, so what I want to do is cut this so that it's faster, like that.
At a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
Okay, that's smooth. That flow is way better just because I made it a little bit shorter. So first thing before we even start doing that, I want to first make the audio on all of them a little bit quieter. Just like this. Let's see this.
But it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with...
And then we're going to make this voiceover a little bit louder, like that.
Made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them. And why he did this is speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
All right, that's good. I feel like the volume on there is good. Next thing what we could do is download a song off of YouTube, right? All right, so we're going to go on YouTube, search up funk, find something that's actually trending. I think I know a pretty popular one now. I think it's called Fall from the Sky. I saw it on my TikTok. It was like trending. Yeah, it was this song right here. So we're going to take this and actually use it in our video. All right, so we have that song. We're going to go ahead and drag it into here. And then the viral part where it's like, bum, 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 bum. I forgot where that is. Like, yeah, right there. I got it first try. That's where we need to make it so where the video actually spikes up. You know what I mean? So we're going to add a marker right there. We're going to click on add marker. So now it's saved there. Wait, we can actually move that. Yeah, there you go. So now we have the marker where the peak of the song is, and that's where we're going to have the plate break. It's going to be right here. So we're going to match that up, and then we can just drag this entire part back and then cut this, and then we'll have the volume go down, and we'll have it go up towards the end. So we're going to click a keyframe over here, then go to this part, and click another keyframe and make it a little bit louder. Like that. And now let's check it out.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very...
I'm actually going to make it a little bit quieter because I feel like it's a bit too loud. Let's make it like -16.
And he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
There you go. That's pretty good. I feel like that part of the edit was good. Next thing what we're going to do is make it visually interesting, okay? Okay, so we're going to start with the intro. We're going to add an animation. We're going to click here. We can click on basic. We can do like blur in and then make it like 0.6. That should make it more visually interesting. So for this second transition, what I want to do is go over to movement, and then I'm just going to do like a shake or pull in. I think I'm going to do a shake just because it looks pretty good.
This kid took a stick.
And then during that, I actually want to add a transition. So go over to audio, scroll down to sound effect, and then look up camera shutter. So I think this first one sounds pretty good. So we're going to drag it right under here, and we're just going to line it up and make it a little bit quieter. And let's listen to this.
Balloons. This kid took...
Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit louder.
This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected.
And then this first clip, we can just make a slow zoom in the whole clip. So add a keyframe to the first one, then go to the very last one before the shake. You can just zoom in. That's where the shake starts, right here. We can add another keyframe and just zoom in a little. So then it'll have a small animation.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons.
And if you want the zoom to be even faster, you can go here and like do like 120. And then we'll have something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a...
And then if you want the thing to be more centered, you can literally just move it. As long as you have the keyframe, like the transform keyframe selected, it should save the scale and where it actually is, like the position. Then we're going to go to this next one, and where he's blowing, I'm going to make it more visually interesting. First, what we're going to do is add a keyframe to the very first one, and then we'll go to the last, we'll go to the last part. And then we'll add another keyframe and then zoom in and then move him a little like that. So it's going to look like this.
This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them. And why he did this is very...
And then this next one, what we can do on this one is actually do a pull out. So then when we just start, we have a scale that's actually more in. And then we go to the last frame of it, like here, add a split. Then we do keyframe and then make the scale back to the original size. Something like this.
Into them, and why he did this is very unexpected.
That's going to look something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them.
What we can do is actually remove this transition just because it's like the same clip, kind of.
Blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. To them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put...
Then we can go back to the original scale, and then we'll add like a quick zoom. So I'm just going to do this, then do this right here, and zoom into his hand where he's placing. And then we can go ahead and do Alt-K on your keyboard, and that should bring up this little menu right here. Don't worry, it's not that confusing. Just click on Scale, click on the second keyframe, click on the presets, and then I like cubic ease.
All of them.
And then you're just going to want to repeat this for the x-axis. And then you're going to want to do it on the y-axis. If you want to just go back into the video, skip back, and then just rewatch this how many times you need. But all you need to do is click Alt-K, and that's how you bring up the menu.
He blew on all of them and put metal balls.
And then after that initial zoom, we can keep making it zoom in by adding another keyframe at the last frame again. And then just making it zoom in a little bit, nothing crazy, just like that. And make sure he's always in the center.
Unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend and he was able to stretch the balloon.
Then when he gives it to him and goes down, I want to put another keyframe, except first zoom out to 100.
Then he gave the stick to his friend.
When he grabs it, we're going to do a small zoom while his hand is going up. Like that. Just a small little zoom. And then when he goes down, another zoom like that. And then when he's fully done, when he turns it around like that, I'm going to make it zoom out to the original size. So then it's going to look something like this, but right now it's not going to look smooth.
Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make...
You see, that doesn't look that smooth. So we're going to have to click Alt-K on our keyboard and do the same thing. Just click on each one and do this preset.
Able to stretch the balloon.
And we're gonna do this to every single one. And then once you're done, it should look something like this.
Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the play.
Then I want to add a zoom in from here to the end of the clip. We're just gonna go like this, add another keyframe, and just make it zoom in by like 110.
Balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
And then right here, when the plate breaks, we can actually do like a shake transition. So you can click split, click on animation, and then we can just do something like this.
Would you try this?
So then we add an animation after like this.
Causing the plate to break. Would you try this? To break. Try this?
If we want to, that one is kind of distracting. We can do something else. We can do like a collision.
Would you try this?
And make it a bit
Would you
shorter.
try at a very high speed, causing the plate to break? Would you try this?
I feel like that looks pretty good. Now let's start adding some more things. I want to add a transition from here to there. So we're going to click on the transition and do another shake, or we can do a pull in.
Very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
And then what we can do is add another animation here, the same one as the intro, which is light, and then we go to blur in.
He blew on all of
So it's gonna look like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this? This is the most...
Okay, then what you want to do at the actual pull-in transition is add a whoosh sound effect, right? Because you want all your transitions to have sound effects on them. So we can just go to the search, look up whoosh, something like this. So we can take this one right here and just shorten it like that, and then make it a lot quieter. So then it's like
very
this.
high speed, causing the...
Like that, and then that should be good. And that's basically it. Now we're going to add some finishing touches. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and add this arrow right here.
The most dangerous weapon.
We're going to do it right after the first frame. We're going to go like this, and then I'm going to add a Dean. A lot of people, what they do is they blast this Dean sound effect. You do not want to do that. Make sure it's like -7. And then what we're going to do for this is kind of rotate it, make it a little bit bigger. We're going to make it at the top part just because in YouTube Shorts there's always more space at the top. And then we're going to track it. So we're going to start off by making it completely down, making it a little bit smaller. Then we're going to click on the transform keyframe. Then we're just going to click on the arrow key on our keyboard. And then this should make everything smooth. So just keep rotating it, keep moving it. Just keep rotating, keep moving it. And that's basically it. Once you have that done, you can just delete that second part and it should look something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon.
And I don't like how there's not a lot of movement there, so what we're going to do is add some movement before.
This is the most dangerous.
And then I'm going to add a first keyframe in the very beginning. So it's going to look something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless...
And then we can also add a fade out, so it fades out.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with...
Then when he's putting metal balls, I'm going to circle his hand. So we're going to do that. We're going to click on mask just to make the circle smaller, just because I don't like how big it is. Something like that should be good. Then we're going to make it a lot smaller, and then we're going to track the circle. So we're going to start it from there and then keep moving the thing. So like that. Do something like this. Keep moving it. Keep moving it. And then you can just split. That should be enough of the red circle. Then you're going to do another sound effect. For this one, we can just do like a awkward moment sound effect, or we can switch it out. We can make the ding go over here and then the awkward moment for the first one, because this is a very popular sound effect to have first. So we can do something like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but
yeah, that one's better. And then we'll save the ding for the second part right here.
On all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the ball.
Then instead of this shutter sound effect, we're also going to add this one too and make it a little bit quieter. Just stack them.
This kid took a stick.
That should be good. Then you can just add random sound effects. So sometimes I just like adding like the XP Minecraft sound effect whenever he says something important. So when he says like break, right here, I'm going to say
the plate to break.
Right here.
Causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
Something like this. And then see how much I transform this. Next thing what we're going to do is actually add subtitles. So you're going to want to first group all the subtitles before you make them. Just like that, because sometimes it's buggy when you don't do that. If you don't have auto captions, if you don't have CapCut Pro, honestly that's just an L, because you're going to have to make all the captions by yourself. But like, I would definitely recommend CapCut Pro. I'm not like affiliated with them or anything, but I would definitely recommend it because it's super fast. You literally just click that button and just wait a few more seconds, and then it should make the captions. All right, so we have the captions generated. It looks something like this. Looks pretty bad and bland. So what we're going to first do is move it to around right here. Then we're going to click on animations. And I really like the color bounce.
He blew on all of them.
We can even make it a little bit higher. I would make it a bit below center, like right here, as long as it's not in the way. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good spot for them. Then we can click on text. Then I like changing the font. This is my favorite one. I'm going to add a stroke, make the stroke thickness more. We're going to go to the highlight keywords, and we're just going to remove them because I don't really need them. It's kind of a dumb feature. I wouldn't really use it. And this should look like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it and started blowing into them, and why he did this is very unexpected. He blew on all of them and put metal balls into each balloon. Then he gave the stick to his friend, and he was able to stretch the balloons and make the balls fly out at a very high speed, causing the plate to break. Would you try this?
Also, if you want to make the video look more professional, what you could do is actually change the animation. What else we can do is like a glow.
He blew on all of them
and then remove the actual stroke. We can scroll down, remove the stroke, add a shadow instead, and just make the shadow opacity pretty high. And then you can also make the distance however you want. You can make it like this.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons. This kid took a stick with balloons on it.
But I'm just going to keep it to the other one just because it's more appealing in my opinion.
This is the most dangerous weapon, but it's made out of harmless balloons.
Also, what else you could do is make it bolder. That looks pretty good too. And you're basically done. That's pretty much it with the AI commentary video. Yeah, but like usually one thing with AI commentary is that people usually underestimate the power of the script. Like the script is very powerful. Everyone thinks like the clip is the most important, but in reality it's not. It's like the second or third most important. The script is the thing that actually keeps the videos watching, and it's the thing that actually monetizes your channel. Because if you don't have a script, you're just gonna get striked as reused content. That's why AI commentary isn't a beginner-friendly niche. Because if your script is weak, you literally can't save your video. That's why in the inner circle, I help people write their scripts one-on-one properly, and this is just one of the key points. Because once you understand how to write these scripts, AI commentary commentary becomes stupidly easy. But if you don't know how to write it properly, you're just uploading shorts that are mediocre and they get no traction. And that quietly trains YouTube to stop caring about your channel. And that's why I have one more editing style for you guys, which is the easiest out of all of them. So let's move on to it, which is video style 3, ranking videos. Also guys, last thing before we hop into the last editing style, which is ranking videos, I just want to tell you guys really quick, I have a school community. It's school.com/shortsmastery, or you can just go to my YouTube bio, and we right now over 240 members who are interested in doing YouTube shorts, and they're exactly like you. So if you want to go into this community, we also have some modules about how to do YouTube shorts, how to script write, and a lot of other things. We also host monthly cash competitions. So if you're interested in that, just go to my bio or go to school.com/shortsmastery. All right, I don't want to waste your time. Let's go back to the video. All right, so ranking shorts are very easy to make, and the thing is they get hundreds of millions of views, and they're just super simple to make. So first thing what we're gonna do is also go to TikTok, right? And then we go to the Explore tab. We kind of done this before, but this is where we do something different. We first find one enjoyable clip that we like. So there we go. We have a pool moments, right? And this video looks pretty boring. Oh, never mind. It's actually pretty funny. So we're gonna go ahead and download this video. We're gonna go to TikTok downloader. We're going to download it, and then we're going to go to the search bar, and we're going to look up funny billiard moments, right? Or we can just do billiard moments like that. We can do something like this. Or we can just simply search up billiard like this. All right, so we found a couple. I'm going to download another one right here. Let's just go back to download more videos. We're going to paste the other link. And this one was kind of like a compilation. We're just going to download it too. And we're going to cut them up in the editing software later. And before we even edit, we got to do a few things so that our videos will actually be monetizable. We got to make it transformative by adding a voiceover. So for the beginning, we will do ranking funniest billiard moments. You can do which moment was the funniest. And we'll use this later, but let's just generate it and see how it sounds.
Ranking the funniest billiard moments. Which moment was the funniest?
Alright, so I think that's pretty good. So we went ahead and downloaded that, and now we can go into CapCut. Once you're in CapCut, just export all of these clips into here. So they're all here. We're going to do the 11 labs right here. We're going to do these 3 videos right here. And then we're going to put them into the editing software. First thing what we're going to do is split up all of these clips. So I'm just going to cut all the times where this thing pops up. And then I'm going to do this one too, because I think this one's pretty funny. This one is very similar, so I'm going to skip it. I want to see what this is. I haven't seen this one yet. Alright, so we went ahead and split all of them. Now we have around 6 moments. So we're going to take this voiceover, we're going to split it up. This is going to be the first one, and we're just going to put it here.
Ranking the funniest billiard moments.
Except I feel like this clip isn't the best, so I'm going to do this one first. Okay, then we're going to take this clip right here and put it at the very end. And then we're also going to change the ratio of each clip. So first I want to change the entire project to 9:16. And then I also want to make sure each one has a little bit of black space on the top of it. So I'm going to do this for each one. Now you can see all of them have a little bit of black space on top, which is perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and get a text layer, and we're going to put at the very top, and we're just going to do ranking funniest billiard moments. And then we can go ahead and split this like that. Make sure the spelling is correct. Like that. Then we drag it up to the very top, make it a little bit smaller. Then we can change the font to anything we want. Make it a little bit bigger. I feel like that's good. Then we can make this one a different color. We can make it like yellow. Then billiard, we can make it like red. Then that looks pretty clean, right? Next thing what we gotta do is add the actual text. So this is the pretty easy part. You're just gonna want to put a bunch of these. The first one will be number 1. And add a period. and you're going to want to change it. So we're going to make it so it has a big shadow over it, and then we're going to make the opacity of the text like 50%, and then we're going to make this a lot darker, so like that. And then it's going to look something like this. Now we can make it a little bit smaller like that, and then copy this over a bunch of times. We're going to copy this 5 more times. Then we're going to lock in and start doing more. So this is going to be 2. It's going to be right here. And then you're going to go ahead and do 3. And you're going to drag that down, and we're just going to keep repeating this process until all of them are done. All right, so we have all of them. Now I'm going to space them out so they look a bit better. Don't put them too close to the side because the sides get cut off in YouTube Shorts, and you got to keep that in mind. So we're going to start from here and try to center all of these and make it very symmetrical. And I feel like this looks pretty good. It's not the best, but it'll do the job, right? So now we got to take a new text layer and build it up, right? But this one, we're going to copy and paste it. Before we do, we got to obviously change the text. So we're going to make this one like, bro spit on him, right? Make it a little bit smaller. And this one we can add the same effects. We can click on that, go down, make the opacity higher, the blurriness higher, and then the opacity of the text a bit lower. And then we can put this one at like number 2. Then you're going to copy this effect and just do a bunch of different ones at each layer. And then we'll change each one. So we're going to click on the second one, and we're going to make it at like number 4. Make sure you always leave number 1 for last. And this one we're going to do, it went in his pocket. And you can just drag it, place it here, and then we're going to do the next one, which is he broke the vase. He broke the vase. And we're going to put it here. Then we're going to go to the next one, which is he's knocked out. Bro passed out, or something like that. Then we're going to go on Ron way bro chacho, something like that. And then the last one will be horrible aim, something like that. And then you just select all of these and split it at the end, and it should look something like this.
Ranking the funniest billiard moments.
And then to make it more engaging and also to make it more transformative, we can start adding sound effects. So to this one, I want to add a vine boom. We can just place it on top after he spits on him, so like that. This one we can also add some more sound effects. So I'm going to go and open my assets for shorts. Okay, so I got all these assets. By the way, if you want them, go check out my Instagram. It's going to be in the link in the description. Alright, but anyways, we're going to take this sound effect. So when it lands in his pocket, like that, we're just going to add a sound effect like this. I'm going to add another sound effect here. We're going to do like awkward moment sound effect. Also, you could play this at the very beginning just because it makes it good.
Ranking the funniest billiard.
And then we can make this louder.
Ranking the funniest billiard moments.
Also, what else we can do is add some music if you want. But honestly, for ranking, I wouldn't add any music. But I'm going to do another awkward moment when he hits it right here. I'm going to add another vine boom right here. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Basically, you want to make it so it has a voiceover and then some sound effects so it's actually counted as transformative. And to make it even more transformative, we can add some transitions in between the clips. So I like going to movement, and then I like doing pull in. I'm just going to spam a bunch of different ones. I'll do shake on the next one. I'll do pull in on this one. I'll do shake. And then I'll do like pull out or something, because I know they have a pull out. Yeah, right here. Then we can just add sound effects to them. So I know that shake is good for camera shutter. So I'm going to add camera shutter sound effect over this one, make it a little bit quieter. I'm going to play a bit forward, just like that. Then I know there's going to be another shake right here. I believe we added one. Is that where we added one? Yeah, we can add another one here. We can go Control C, Control V. Then we can do pull in. So for pull in, I'll go to audio. Then you can go to sound effects. Find a swoosh sound effect. Or a whoosh, whatever it's called. Oh my, there we go. So this one is pretty good, I heard. We can just put it here and then make it a little bit quieter. And then we can just copy it and paste it in other situations. So like right here, make it a little bit quieter. And then we'll do it at the last one right here. And make it a little bit quieter. And then for the intro, you can just click on animation. And I like doing lights and doing blurring and making it a bit shorter. So then it's going to end up looking like this.
Ranking the funniest billiard moments.
You tell me good luck. I don't need luck to perform. I decide when to perform good. I'm playing.
Which moment was the funniest?
Alright, so that's pretty much it for all the editing tutorials. But also I have one more thing to say. You can probably see the pattern now. It's not the niche, and it's not how often you post, and it's definitely not the algorithm. It's whether your edits actually give a reason for people to stay. Streamer clipping fails when there is no retention. AI commentary fails when the script is bad. And ranking needs to be transformative and actually has to have a good hook for it to work. All of these only work if the edit forces people to stay till the end. And if it doesn't, you're back at the same place. Posting every day and getting 30,000 view jail. Being stuck and ever wondering if you're ever going to be monetized. I still believe that YouTube Shorts is one of the easiest and fastest ways to get rich and the best business models out there today. But only if you know how to monetize a channel and don't mess up the execution. That's where most people get stuck. They post shorts on an unmonetized channel, stuck in the raw niche, or editing in the wrong way, like I explained here. Most people who are stuck in 0 through 30,000 view jail never turn it into real money. If you know how to monetize and know how to find good editors, this is the simplest way to stack $3,000 through $5,000 a month completely on autopilot without learning some crazy complex skill or working crazy amounts of hours. Especially if you have a job or still at school and want to make some stable income on the side, I think YouTube Shorts is the most straightforward and simple way to do so. Inside the Shorts Mastery Inner Circle, I help you do exactly that. We help you monetize your channel under 60 days, and I have my own personal editors who edit for me, post your first 5 shorts for you. That way, momentum isn't the thing that kills you. Once we make your channel monetized and profitable, you can outsource the editing completely with my network and still clear an extra $3,000 through $5,000 a month while doing very little for yourself. If you're struggling right now and actually want to make money with YouTube Shorts, whether you haven't started yet or already posting and not seeing results, or you don't want to spend months figuring this out the hard way, the link at the top of the description is the next step. Appreciate you guys for watching, and if you don't know how to make shorts, I have a full 80-minute video explaining how to do YouTube Shorts from start to finish. It's a free full guide here on YouTube, so if you haven't already, watch it on screen. Peace out.